Welcome to Sailing Bucket List. I'm Tom, and this is Tracy, and this is episode 32, Summer Sailing Highlights.
In this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the highlights of this summer. It seems kind of funny to do that today, Tom. It's, 49 degrees outside? It's been raining for a couple of days.
Well, it's almost October. We are talking about the summer of 2022.
So give us the highlights.
Well, the way I remember it is we started out in the spring and early summer. We didn't go very many places, but we did have a lot of guests. We had Laura and Zai.
Laura is our younger daughter. She and Zai visited us just a few weeks before he became our son-in-law.
We had our three of the four grandkids. They came up individually, stayed about a week each.
Abby is our older granddaughter. She turned 10 on bucket list. Will is our oldest grandchild. Here he's at the helm of bucket list. And finally, Cole, our younger grandson, who's also known as the kid captain.
Corey and Dawn.
Our good friends Corey and Dawn, seen here with his father.
Jean and Jules, they came up.
Jean is my older sister. She and Jules were married the same day we were. We went with Jean and Jules to Mackinac Island, where Jean controlled the carriage and horse.
In addition to the grandkids, their parents, Tiffany and Stanley, also visited Bucket List.
Tiffany is our older daughter. She and her husband Stanley own a powerboat named Father's Day.
And am I missing anything?
That's kind of a lot of visitors back to back.
You have visitors?
But it was nice. We were glad to have each of them.
Then after that, we did get some sailing in. We went to the North Channel late July and most of August, and then came back.
Our adventures in the North Channel can be seen in episodes 11 through 24 of Sailing Bucket List.
And we went to Beaver Island with Corey and Dawn.
Hello, Tom.
Hello!
Where are you going?
We're heading to Beaver Island, St. James Harbor.
How fast are you going?
So right now about 7.2 knots.
How much wind have you got?
We have 14.1 knots from the east.
From the east.
That way.
All right. Hello, Dawn. Here's our jib pushing us along. That plus the engine.
And then in interspersed and all that, we did go to Oyster Bay. East Coast. Porton Bay, and we're going down to Porton Bay.
Did you mention the ICYC?
No, I didn't. We also visited with the ICYC in Northport and sailed with Larry and Gail Odell. Larry and Gail Odell on summer break are friends in the ICYC. Again, this was in late August.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now that you've hit the highlights of the summer, is there anything you'd change about this summer?
Well, the only thing I would change is the weather. We had a spell, most of the summer seemed like it was very windy. But we do live on a sailboat and we need the wind to move. But the wind was really strong all summer. What about you?
Oh, I know what I would change.
What's that?
I'd make it longer.
Oh, there you go.
Wouldn't that be better?
Well, yeah, especially if the wind had died down.
Okay, Tom, can you think of anything scary that happened this summer?
Well, I'm going to say two things, and you'll probably say one or two of the same. Was at Marianne Cove in the North Channel. Anchoring that second night was rather problematic. The wind shifted, and we were tied to the stern to the shore, and we got very close.
We got within 8 feet of that shore.
Yeah.
I would agree. That was very scary. The only thing between us and the store was the rocky shore was our 8-foot dinghy.
Yeah.
And that dinghy wasn't going to hold an 11,000-pound boat away from those rocks.
Right, and again, the wind was shifting, and also we couldn't re-anchor because there was a boat right over our anchor that was not stern tied to shore.
I'll tell you something else I think was a little scary this summer. When we left to go to the North Channel,
oh yeah, yeah,
and the ferry was breathing down our neck going through the drawbridge and out the channel, that was just a little scary. Yeah, we got just a little ferry here that just made a big blast on his horn. Bridge is about to go up. There it goes.
That ferry can travel at a speed almost 3 times as the speed we travel, and that channel is very narrow.
Yeah.
All right. You're good.
Increasing speed to 3,500 RPM.
We're off.
Yeah. Time recording, is it catching us?
No, he hasn't even really made his turn yet. He's still turning. He's way back there. But he's coming.
A previous video in Sailing Bucket List depicts this well.
Finally on our way is the name of it. I don't
Finally on
remember
our
the
way,
number.
Yeah, but again, it was rather scary. And the other one was when we were in the North Channel. The wind was again horrific, and when we left Meldrum Bay heading toward Little Current, and we looked for a place of refuge, and we found Helen Bay. So we're at Meldrum Bay, and we need to get to Little Current. In so doing, we have to tackle some really strong west winds through this North Channel. And at this point, we find that the winds are gusting to 20, 22, 25 knots from the west.
The waves are pretty darn big too.
The waves are pretty big, and for example, we have to go around this peninsula. So as we go out, we are basically, the waves are on our beam. It's pretty darn uncomfortable. At this point, we decide seek alternate
Coming around in front of
anchorage.
the boat, you can see the rain on the windshield. What's the highest wind velocity you've seen today, Tom?
Want to clarify, we were very confident that Bucket List can handle these conditions. The question was, how long would we have to be uncomfortable?
The wind and the waves.
Yeah. So what we did, we established a course for a very unused anchorage called Helen Bay. When we made this turn south and we were in the lee of this peninsula, it immediately got better. And as we continued south of Berry Island, we came on down to Helen Bay.
We were very glad we made that decision to bail out a
We
little bit
ducked in
early
here
that day.
at the time temporarily just to catch our breath.
That was pretty unusual.
But it was a lifesaver too.
Yep. All right, so now I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you think of anything unexpected that happened, unexpected or unusual?
Well, again, that goes kind of part and parcel with what was scary. Being chased through the canal by the Emerald Isle, that was unexpected.
I can think of two things unexpected that
Well,
happened.
what's that?
We had visitors on the boat overnight, who I'm not going to name, but they shared COVID with us. That was unexpected.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Came out fine, no problems, but it was unexpected. Let's see, another thing that was unexpected, the day we left Charlevoix to go to the North Channel, our friends Stan and Elaine were driving from Alto, Michigan up to, what's that town, Cedarville.
They were driving over the Mackinac Bridge, 200 feet above the water.
At the same time, we were going under the Mackinac Bridge, and he called us on the phone and said, "Hey, I see you down there." That was pretty unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have arranged that. It was almost miraculous. We are adding 2 additional unexpected events. The first is a helicopter flyover in Killarney, Ontario.
That we were leaving for the North Channel, our goofy but wonderful friends gave us a great send-off. That was certainly unexpected.
Well, we've got some spectators.
Ah. Be good while we're gone now.
We'll ride if we get work.
How about mechanical? Did the boat let us down at all this summer?
No, it did pretty good. We did get a few things. We had a tank monitor installed by Irish. So now we don't have to guess at our water levels or the waste tank. And we finally got some new electronics. We got a new radar and chart plotter. Really a king's ransom, but in the end result, I think, is well worth it.
Yep. You know, our old equipment was, what, 14 years old?
Yeah,
That's kind of antique in this world.
yeah, they say every 10. Okay.
How about food? Do you have a particular meal that was good?
Well, They were all good. One thing was the provisioning. You did, especially for the North Channel. When we were on our way back against the west wind, we weren't sure how long it would take, and I think you provisioned us for
16 days.
16 days.
And then we got back in what, about 6 days?
Yeah,
but all those canned goods were still edible, so that was all good.
Yeah, and it meant if we anchored, we didn't have to worry. We just stayed until we were ready. We had a weather window.
This is our pantry. Probably a lot smaller than your pantry at home. It's a lot smaller than my pantry at home. But it is perfectly adequate to carry all the canned goods that we need for 3 to 4 people for a week. Right now, that's a supply of about 4 days for 2 people. But when you really fill it up, it's plenty of space for us.
This summer in the North Channel, we were 4 days at Helen Bay, living off of our stored from
the
the
canned
pantry.
goods,
We
right.
got light on our feet sometimes, like when we were in Little Current going to reprovision, and we've been to Gigi's grocery store, Foodland grocery store before, and they would give you a ride back to your boat after you bought your groceries.
Well, not this time. Yeah.
Not this time. We got up there and found out they were permanently closed, and we would have to carry everything back to the boat.
We're walking up the hill from the docks to Gigi's Foodland. We need provisions. It's been 9 days on the water, and our pantry is getting kind of thin. Gigi's Foodland will give you a ride back to the dock if you're buying a bunch of groceries. We just learned that Gigi's Foodland is permanently closed. No ride back to the docks with our groceries. We can get our groceries at Orr's Value Mart, but we have to revise our list because we're going to be carrying everything for more than a half mile.
But along that line, we also enjoyed seeing Roy Eaton in Little Current. He said he's going to be broadcasting July and August for maybe 5 more years. So that was a good event. We also published some YouTube videos while we were in the North Channel, and searching for good Wi-Fi was an adventure. When we spent 2 interesting days, one at Tim Hortons in Little Current, and the other at the Sportsman Inn in Killarney.
A whole day to upload one 10 or 12 minute YouTube video.
Right, it took about 8 to 10 hours, but we got them uploaded.
So. We did. We got them uploaded, got them shared. That was good. Okay, next summer. What would you like to look forward to next summer, Tom?
Well, really more of the same. We're hoping the winds might be a little more reasonable, but no, back to the North Channel. I mean, we went as far east as Collins Inlet, and we can go a lot further east.
As we saw in episode 25, Sailing from Charlevoix, leaving from the Charlevoix area, it's possible to sail to a wide variety of destinations.
These would include, from Charlevoix, the North Channel, the Erie Canal, Beaver Island, Green Bay, and even the Gulf of Mexico. And what about you?
I'd like to look forward to more company. Same company as before, and then add some more, like that 4th grandchild needs to get up here.
With her parents, David and Marquetta, and also our older son, Tom, and his wife, Kirby.
In addition, we would love to have 1 or more of our grandkids join us in the North Channel.
My brother and his wife need to get up here.
Right? Yeah. That's, and maybe some other friends. Who knows? But yeah, it's a. And then next fall, we're not. The jury is still out on what we're going to do next fall, so you have to stay tuned for that.
You never know what's going to happen in this world.
What about meals for you?
Meals for me. We had a steak dinner that was outrageously good one night recently.
We've always loved docktails. This summer we got introduced to the wonderful world of charcuterie.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was good. But again, if you look at our galley, very well equipped, and you could turn out some really good meals from
With
that.
your help.
The
So
other,
how many arguments have we had this summer, Tom?
not that many, maybe none.
I don't remember you sleeping out in the dinghy at all.
It's true. The other thing, though, is we've been in good health all summer.
Huge,
Yeah,
huge.
that's big.
Yeah, neither one of us has been in an emergency room since May.
Yeah,
Was that April? Maybe it was April.
or whenever it was. Yeah. So overall, I would call it a successful summer. Almost normal. COVID's pretty much gone. Got into Canada and back in the United States with no problem. And how would you summarize it?
Yep, I would have to agree.
So this is to a wonderful summer. This is to continued good health for us and our viewers, and looking forward to the next summer sailing season. We appreciate you listening to this video, and
Keep watching. Hit subscribe. That really helps us out when you hit subscribe. Just keep watching. That encourages us to keep publishing videos.